This is, in their own words, jazz masters speak for themselves. This is the fire of compassion, a love supreme. Here is Duke Ellington. If jazz means anything at all, which is questionable, it means the same thing it meant to musicians 50 years ago. Freedom of expression. He said freedom of expression. I used to have a definition, Ellington says, but I don't think I have one anymore. Unless it is that it is a music with an African foundation which came out of an American environment. Here is the first line of Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. The little Jewish man who wrote that did not say, play me some soothing music. If you want soothing music, go to the supermarket, go to the bank, get yourself inside an elevator. Betty Carter. When you talk about a singer, you think of a pretty voice with a clear tone. Billie Holiday was a stylist with a particular and unique sound, all her own. She was untrained, unabashed, and uninhibited. This is what I call jazz because it's raw. Hamid Drake. People like Ellington and other great composers have had the ability to continue to move and not stay stuck in just a particular stylistic classification. To me, that's what the great tradition of jazz or any music really is. It's the continuum, it's motion, it's always moving. And maybe there are some people that need to be there to quote unquote preserve a particular style, but I don't think that's what those that we've classified as innovators do. They don't just stand still, they keep moving. Art Blakey tells this story about John Coltrane. Coltrane came out of that Charlie Parker thing originally. He was an alto saxophonist. It wasn't that he was being avant-garde. He was just looking for another way to go. I'd say, John, what the hell are you doing? And he'd say, Art, I don't know, but I'm searching. The true sense of the music is to explore, to keep moving, to have the courage to stand alone, to go against the stream and not be afraid. And this from Don Byas, the big tone tenor saxophone player who spent his life living in Europe and working there because it's the only place he could find to work. And I might add that William and Hamid spend most of their lives in Europe too, for the same reason. Here is Don Byas. Art Tatum used to sit down and talk to me, and one day he said, Don, don't ever worry about what you are going to play or where your ideas are going to come from. Just remember, there's no such thing as a wrong note. What makes a wrong note is when you don't know where to go after that one. You hit one, you hit a note, it fits in any chord, as long as you know how to get to the next note. So I started practicing and remembering that, and all of a sudden I said, that's where it is. You just keep weaving, and there's no way in the world you can get lost. You hit one, If that's not right, you hit another. If that's not right, you hit another and another and another. You just keep hitting. Richard the Goose Gossage, for those who don't know who was a pitcher for the New York Yankees, said, "You can't pitch if you're scared to screw up." And this from William Parker. "I don't think it's necessary to really be schooled in one kind of music to play or for your existence to be valid. This music is about finding out what you have to say and developing ways to say it and not really being intimidated by tradition. You just have to be yourself. You just have to be yourself." Hamid Drake again. "Each person can find his or her own way of expression, something that's uniquely inherent to themselves. All we have to do is find a way to allow our unique expression to unfold and spontaneously arise. If you try to force it, it won't happen." Or this from Mark Twain. "I just want to find out what I like, not what I'm supposed to like." And from Thelonious Monk, "How can I be anything other than who I am? A man is a genius just for looking like himself."